السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله، الحمد لله، الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I welcome you all to the class of تهذيب محاضرات في علم الصرف, and we are in the second last lesson, which is a long lesson actually speaking, and it might be a little tricky also because there's so many rules. Right? There's so many rules, but inshallah, last class we finished few of those rules, but we'll go over them again, I believe, inshallah ta'ala, so that it'll be a review for you as well as for me also, and then we can move ahead, inshallah, if possible. Because I decided last time that we would not review, but I realized that we have to review again to actually get a grasp of it, inshallah ta'ala. And if you watch the last video, inshallah, your understanding will increase more now, inshallah. And that's why reviews help. All right. الإعلال وإبادال. So what is this? We are starting fresh. الإعلال. الإعلال هو التغيير حرف العلة. So anytime a waw or a ya comes, that's a حرف العلة, weak letter, no? للتخفيف. It is for تخفيف, for ease of pronunciation. بقلبه, by changing it altogether, or giving it sukun, أو تسكينه, أو حذفه, or giving it حذف, omitting it. Okay? You totally omit this thing. فالقلب, so قلب is what? كما في قال. So قال, changing, right? Changing. It was actually قبل. You change it. فإن أصلها أو أصلها, because of إن, قبل. تحركت فيها الواو. The واو has a حركة. So we learned a rule. وإذا تحركت حرف العلة وانفتح ما قبله قلبت ألفا. If the حرف العلة has a حركة and the previous letter has a fatha, we'll change into an alif. وانفتح ما قبلها فقلبت ألفا. تحركت فيها الواو. The واو has a حركة and the previous letter has fatha. It was changed into an alif. That is called قلب. قلب is changing. تسكين نحو يقول. فإن أصلها يقول. It was actually يقول. تحرك. So another rule applies. إذا تحرك حرف العلة وقبله الصحيح ساكن, and before it is a صحيح ساكن, وقبله حرف صحيح ساكن, فنقلت حركته حرف العلة, the حركة of the حرف العلة, that means واو's حركة will go back to the إلى الساكن. ساكن صحيح قبله to the ساكن صحيح, وسكن حرف العلة. This is the rule which is taught. This is called taskin. All right. Now let's start talking about Hamzas. Hamza, this thing. Hamza's changes in Hamza. Right, so Hamzas are also not original Hamzas, all of them, right? There are some changed Hamzas. There are some things which happen there. So what can happen? First one, qalbul wawi wal ya'i hamzatan. Change of waw and ya into an hamza. So waw and ya are being changed into an hamza. Correct? So let's start writing our rules just for change of waw / ya into hamza. In which places do these things happen? That means the hamza is not an original hamza, it is a changed hamza. All right. First, إذا تطرفت إحداهما بعد ألف زائدة. This is a very famous one, right? If the hamza تطرفت يعني comes at the end, after an extra alif, you will change like كساء, سماء, دعاء. It was actually بناء ومثل بناء وغباء وانتهاء. So كساء was actually فأصل هذه الكلمة كساء. So why was it changed into this thing? كساء because it's weird to pronounce also. Dibaun plural is gazelles. Gobyun plural is diba. I forgot it. Gazelles. Dibaun. Wantihaun. So it was actually kisabun or samabun or du'abun. So wow has come at the end after an extra alif. So it will be changed into a hamza. And this was actually bina yun, wa diba yun, wantiha yun. Right? So this is the first rule. Very common and very famous rule. And because if you search in the dictionary, oh, kaf, sin, hamza. Alif is never a root letter. So if you search kaf, sin, hamza, you'll not find it. So you have to guess, okay, this might have been a wow or a ya. Right? How do you know? Well, you don't know. But if you know the verb, you can. Kasa, yaksu, to wear something. Okay. This the first rule we can write. Number one. When they come after alif, extra alif, you could say, or alif zai. You write extra alif at the end. Change into hamza. Right? إذا وقعت second one إذا وقعت إحداهما عينا لاسم الفاعل على وزن فاعل. Next is فاعل rule. فاعل rule بشرط أن يكون قد أصابها الإعلال في فعلها. But there's a condition here that the verb should also have weakness in it. For example, قائم بايع. So if you search, oh, قاف hamza mim, no. This was actually قاوم and بايع. It was actually قائم plus باعد. أما إذا كانت عين الفعل صحيحة فيه لم يصيبها إعلال. If it is صحيح, there's no إعلال. It will not change into همزة. فإنها لا تقلب حمزة في اسم الفاعل. It won't change حمزة. It won't change into حمزة. نحو عابر. Like, why? Why is it not changing here? عابر. Because in the verb, it doesn't change. عابر. It was قاما, no? It changed there. But so أعين أو أعين أعين فلا يقال فيها أعير. With the hamza is not allowed. Because there's no إعلال in the original verb. لأن فعل عبر وعين, because its verb is عين عين to see. So when you make ismul file also, it doesn't matter. It won't change. So it'll be ayin, observe, inspect. Ayin means to observe or inspect. فلم تعتل عينه. عين it does not. أي لم يقل فيها عار. Did not say عائر. The verb did not change, no? It did not become عار. Because the rule should have applied here. عبيرة تحركت حرف الإلا. The حرف الإلا has a حركة and the previous letter is a fatha, but they did not do that. It's an exception. It did not become عارة and عانة. So, well, so if it فلما كانت عين الفعل صحيحة صحت كذلك في اسم الفاعل. If it is صحيح, I mean, there's no إعلال here, there's no change here. So, because إعلال means what? Changing or removing its sukun or deleting it. So there's nothing happening here. So, I mean, this is just an exception, but the general rule is in ismul fa'il, they change to hamza. I won't write the exception because I'll just complicate it. But exception is that if it doesn't change, don't change. Number 3. إذا وقعت إحداهما بعد ألف مفاعل وشبه. If it happens in مفاعل منتهى الجموع pattern. So these are plurals. So مفاعل أي بعد ألف منتهى الجموع, after ألف of the plural, the end plural. منتهى الجموع means we'll find an alif and after that 2 letters or 3 letters which has a ya in between. وقد كانت مدة زائدة في المفرد. And it should have a mad sa'ida in the mufrad. There should be a mad. Mad means what? Waw madda with a sukun. Ajuz. So when you're making it plural, you'll say ajaiz. So if you search in the dictionary, okay, I'll search for ain, jim, hamza. No. This actually is not a root letter. The za is the root letter. Because it's anyways mad. No, it's not a root letter here. Badalan min ajaviz. Instead of ajaviz, mafa'il or fa'ail, it becomes ajaiz. Like sahifa also. Sahifa, newspaper. Its blue will become sahaif. Badalan min sahayif. فإذا كان حرف العلة في المفرد ليس بمد, but if it is not mad فلا يقلب حمزة في الجمع. If it's not mad, it'll not. Like قصورة, قصورة. So this is not mad, no. This has a haraka. Mad means what? U, E, واو مدة, يا مدة. So أسد, قصورة means a lion. فيقال في جمعه قصاور, not قصائر. وكذلك إن كان حرف العلة في المفرد ليس زائدا. And the harful mad is not extra because here the ajuz is extra. It's not a root letter. Fa'ul pattern. It's to ma'isha. It's to ma'asha ya'ishu. It's part of the root letter. So you'll say ma'ayish. لأن وزلها مفعلة. Because the fa kalima is ain and ya and sheen. Fa'ain lam. It's a part of root letter. It's ain kalima. فلا قلب فيه أيضا فتقول في جمعه معايش. Why not Hamza here? Well, it's a root letter. We cannot change. لا معايش. معيشة living. livelihood. معيشة. وقد جاء عن العرب شذذوا وقولهم. But there is an exception in مصائب. Why is it مصائب? And مصيبة. أصاب يصيب ومنائر مع أن المادة في المفردها مصيبة ومنارة أصلية وليست زائدة. It is part of the أصاب يصيب. مصيبة. It's part of it. صاد, ya, and ba are the root letters. Same thing here. Mana'ir also. So this is these two words are also an exception. وَلَيْسَتْ زَائِدَةً. So this is again specific rule to mafa. Mafa'il rule. Change into hamza. But there is a condition when they are harfu mad. If you want to remember, that's it. This is the rule. Everything else is an exception, exception, exception. Mafa'il. Okay. Ma'ish. If it's original, don't change and all that. What the وتتشارك الواو والياء في هذا الحكم كذلك الألف. ألف also shares, he says, تقلب هي أيضا همزة إذا جاءت بعد ألف مفاعل. ألف also shares وشبهه قد كان المادة زائدة في المفرد. Like قلادة, the ألف is also, it changes. قلادة. So it becomes قلائد. قلادة. It becomes قلائد. Necklace. Oh, I forgot. Necklace. قلادة is a necklace. رسالة. Also is plural is Nasail. Nasail. The alif also changes because the extra alif will change into Nasail. Okay. إذا وقعت إحداهما ثانية حرفين لينين أو لينين بينهما ألف مفاعل وشبهه. If it occurs في هذا ويستوي في هذا الحكم أن يكون لينا أو لينين لين not lean لينين يا أين مثل نيف. When they come as the second letter as layin or layin or lean is like aw or ay. So the previous letter is a fatha, no, in tajweed. So nayif becomes nayif. بينهما alif mafa'il وشبهه. So two letters are coming together. بمعنى الزيادة على الإقد في العدد. نيف means some odd number. Some odd number. Nayif exceeded like 100 and so 100 and odd, you say, no? So mi'atun wa nayif. So its plural is nayaif. وأصلها نيايف. أين يكون لينان واوين also like أول, it will become أوائل. Its plural is أوائل, the first of the thing. وأصلها أواويل. أن يكون لينان مختلفين مثله سيد وسيائد. It could be different also because Sayyid is actually Sayyid. It's ya with a vowel. Sada Yasudu. It's fa'il pattern. So saya'id, wasluha saya'vid. It was actually saya'id. So the rule is twin waws and yas change into hamza in mafa'il, in mafa'il pattern. In mafa'il. Twins, you'll make one into hamza. It's easier to pronounce. You can remember example, awwal, awa'il. Beginnings, like something starting. All right. قلب الواء واو وعدها hamza. With that, we are done with both of them. These are 4 rules, and 2 are mafa'il anyways, but the first 2 are important. First 2 are important, but the rest 2, I mean, mafa'il is not that common. It's not that common. Now, there are some rules for only, which are only applicable to wow. That's only applicable to wow. All right. What are this thing? تختص الواو وحدها بقلبها همزة في المسألتين in 2 situations. إذا تصدرت قبل واو متحركة مطلقة. نحو جمع واصلة وواقية. إذا تصدرت قبل واو متحركة مطلقة. واصلة, if it comes before واو متحركة, absolutely. So واصلة, again, this is not this thing. So واصلة, it becomes awasil. It becomes what? Awasil. واصلة originally which arrives واقية, saving something, saving على أواصل أواقي أواقن. فالأصل سيما, it was actually وواصل and وواقن. It was actually وواقن. والسبب في هذا القلب هي فرار من توالي الحروف متماثلة في كلماتها. Why? Because they didn't like all these things. Plural. So this is rare rule, I guess. You can just remember wasila. And so if you search for awasil, you will find it's actually, it's coming after wa mutaharrika wasila. So they brought a hamza before. It was actually wawasil. Mafa'il. So that was changed to hamza. I think I won't write it. Should we? I don't think so. It's such rare. إذا تصدرت قبل واو ساكنة أصلية. If it comes before واو ساكنة أصلية. واو ساكنة, which is original. الأولى, for example, أنثى الأول, فالأصل فولا. It was actually فولا because it has to be فعلا. فعلا. So بواوين فولا, and أولهما أولاهما مضمومة. The first one has a ضمة. والثانية ساكنة. فإذا كانت الواو ساكنة غير أصلية, it's not original. وإنما منقلبة عن غيرها بقية الأولى. It will remain like بوعدة. The second one is not original. المبني الموجود في الواعدة, فالواو الثانية منقلبة عن الألف. It was changed from an alif. So we won't do anything here. ليست أصلية, فبقيت الواو الأولى كما هي ولم تقلب حمزة. It won't change into حمزة. Okay. So ultimately, if you want to write these 2 rules, wow changing into hamza, when it occurs, when wow comes before wasila. So in bawasil, there's already 2 when occurs before wow with haraka. When it occurs before wow with haraka, change into hamza. Like bawasil, it was changed into awasil. And second, if a wow occurs before wow sakin, wow sakina, wow with sukun, you can write wow with sukun, and it should be original wow. Original wow. Okay. That means two vows they don't like, two vows coming, as well as wow with the sukun also they don't like, which is original. Third is a reverse. And third is what? So two cases where wow itself is changing into a hamza. Third is a reverse case where the qalbul hamzati ya'an aw wawan aw alifan. Hamza changing into wow and ya. Right? Actually, wow and ya should change, no? Wow, ya or alif. When does this happen? Reverse case, when does this happen? تقلب الحمزة ياء أو واوا أو ألفا إذا كانت الأولى متحركة والثانية ساكنة. If the first one is متحركة and the second is ساكنة فإن ثانية تقلب حرف مد. It will be changed into حرف مد من جنس حركة الأولى. This is a common rule and very famous rule. For example, آمن. It was actually أأمن. So you can write a rule. Two hamzas. We've done this before also. Two hamzas changes into wow alif or ya. You'll be like, when is it wow alif or ya? Depends on the haraka of the first one. Harakatil ula. If it's fatha, it'll become mad. Mad. Wow alif, wow ya alif. So it'll become amana. Kama tuklabu wawan badal dhamma. After dhamma, it'll become wow. Like, ooh, mino. So the rule is تقلب حمزة ياء وواوا أو إذا كانت الأولى متحركة والثانية ساكن. Two hamzas are coming. The first one has haraka. The second one has a sukun. So they don't both mana. They don't like that. So they'll change it. Mino. They don't like that. And it'll change into a ya also. Iman, for example, it'll become. It was actually iman. If you search for iman, okay, hamza is not a root letter. You search for ya mim noon. No, you'll not find it. It's hamza mim noon. Mana. It was actually mana. Mana. Form 4. Form 4. So it's hamza mim noon. Okay. And this is a very famous rule, very important rule also, because you see this play everywhere in Mahmoud's verbs. Verbs which have hamzas. Words which have hamzas. Okay. All right. These are all the rules for when wow ya change into a hamza. The first two are important. When it comes at the end in Ismul Fa'il, and wow change into a hamza, well, these are not important at all. When two vowels comes, I mean, two vowels, they hate it. And two vowels with a sukun with original, they hate it. And then two hamzas also. These are like twin rules. The last three are twin rules. Next, let's go to al-i'lal fi huruf al-illah. Now we are done with hamzas. How about changes, weaknesses in huruf al-illah itself? That means one changing to the other, right? One changing, that is alif changing into wow, wow changing into ya. All these happen here. This is Thaniyan, the second main heading in this. Second main heading in this, insha'Allah ta'ala. All right. Let's do al-i'lal fi huruf al-'illah. Let's maybe make this a little smaller font. Okay. Take a screenshot, inshallah, or write it down. Just for reference. Okay. Al-i'lal fi huruf al-'illah. قلب الألف الواو أو قلب الألف والواو ياء. Changing of alif and waw into ya. What's changing here? Alif and waw are changing into a ya. So تقلب الألف ياء في مسألتين. The alif will change into a ya in two issues. إذا كسر ما قبل الألف. This is a common rule. مصباح rule, you can remember. مصابيح. مصابيح ومفاتيح. جمع مصباح. It's an alif, no? مفتاح. So it'll change into what? So if so change of alif into a ya. One, if it's given if it has kasra, إذا kusira, it has kasra. Before, if the letter before alif, you could write like this. If the letter before alif has a kasra, If the letter before alif has a kasra. إذا كسر ما قبل الألف. That means before the alif. Like misbah, this has a fatha, no? But when it's made into a plural, so it becomes masabih. So the ba has a kasra here. So this alif changed into a ya, the alif before the ha. Okay. Misbah became masabih. So alif changing into a ya. إذا وقع قبل الألف ياء التصغير. Before the alif, there's ya of diminution. Like غليم and غزيل, small slave or small boy. And غزيل, small ghazal. في تصغير غلام and ghazal. So إذا وقع قبل الألف, so before the alif, غليام, it should have been غليام, but it will also change into it'll change into a ya. So maybe the second rule, if ya of tasghir occurs before, if ya of tasghir comes before the alif, to change into a ya. Obvious, this is ghazal, غزيل. All right. وتقلب الواو ياء في عدة مواضع. Change of wow into ya. Wow into ya. Why will you do that? Number one, which is we learned in the beginning of the book, أن تطرف بعد كسرة. Wow is in the end after a kasra. It'll change into a ya. أن تطرف, like رضيا. If you want to remember an example, it's رضيا, to be pleased. رضيا. It was actually رضيبا, قويا, قويبا. غازي, غازف. Right? الغازف. So it is coming at the end, and before that is a kasra. So obviously you'll change into da'if, da'i, caller, ghazi, war, the army man, the one who's fighting war. فالأصل في هذه الكلمات is رضيبة, قويبة, غازف, داعف, داعف. So it'll change into a ya. This is very famous and you should remember this. Second, أن تقع عينا لمصدر فعل وعلت فيه وقبلها في المصدر كسرة وبعدها ألف. There's so many conditions like قيام. So it is occurring as ain for a noun. So masdar, for a masdar, that is verbal noun. وعلت فيه, in which there has been a change. So it is first condition, it should be ain. Second, the verb already it should be فعل علة, that should be illa, that is قال. قال is actually قبل, for example. Now قام, واو has been changed into an alif. وعلت فيه. And وقبلها في المصدر, and before it is a kasra and alif after it. So it was قبام, one qiyad, to implement maybe. qibam and inqiyad. But if it is not, فإذا لم يعل فعل بقية الواو في المصدر. If it does not change, you don't change it. Like Javara, it will be Jivar. Because it's between like a kasra and an alif. So wow comes as an ain letter in a masdar before kasra before it. It's very specific, no kasra before it and alif after it. Like qibam and qiyam, not that common, not that important, I guess. All right, you're learning what you're learning when wow will change into a ya. When wow will change into a ya. أن تقع عينا لجمع صحيح اللام وقبلها كسرة. It is عين and for the plural صحيح اللام. The lam letter should be sahih, should not be a weak letter. And the previous letter is a kasr. Like diyar. From dara, it was dar is actually wow. Fasluha divar. Houses. So, why was divar changed into this? Well, it is ayn and the last letter is sahih. And it is between kasra and an alif. Correct? Lahiyal, hila, excuse or the plan. Fasluha hibal. Hibal, why was it changed? It is an ayn kalima, fine. And plural, hila, plural, should be hiyal. It became hiyal. So it is plural. And the lam is sahih. It's a lam, no, it's not waw or ya. And before it is a kasra. So only before it is a kasra, you have to change it. It should be ayn as well as kasra and lam. Three conditions you could do. فإن كانت لام معتلة بقيت واو. But if the lam itself is mu'tal, like jawun, jiba'un, it'll remain. So jiba, it's remaining. Atmosphere. Jawun is atmosphere. Its plural is jiba'un. Air or atmosphere. Jiba or weather. So why was it here? It wasn't changed. Jawun. Like when you make it plural, before that is a kasra, it is this. But the last letter is also a wow. And this wow was changed into a hamza, no? Because إذا تطرفت الواو بعد ألف زائدة, if the wow comes after alif zaida, it'll change into hamza. We just learned this rule. We just change where wow and ya changes into hamza. Wow changes into hamza. Here, this one, this rule. Wow changing. Oh, this one. Extra alif, the first one. First rule was that. So maybe you can write this. The third rule. Zoom the video if you cannot see. I'm just trying to fit everything in. If it occurs as an ayn letter, for plural with sahih lam and kasra before it. So ultimately, whenever kasra is before it, that's a problem. That's a problem because wow doesn't like kasra before it. This is a very important rule because you see, if it comes as a fourth letter, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever, fourth and more, after the fatha, like a'taytu. So if you count here, it was actually ain ta wow. Because after four letters, it is always ya, written as ya. So a'taytu is 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually a'tawtu with a wow. But we'll never write fourth letter and more as a wow. It will change into a ya. Change into what? Very important rule because you'll get confused. Ustadaitu, to call someone, maybe summon someone. It is wow is the fourth. Is fourth or more. Fourth or more after a fatha. It will change into a ya. Very important rule, fourth one. أعطوت, استدعوت, because you see it all in مزيد فيه verbs. 5. أن تقع بعد كسرة وهي ساكنة غير مضاعفة. It occurs after kasra. This is mizan rule. Wow with a sukun. And it has a sukun. Previous is a kasra again. And it is not double. Like mizan rule, it was actually mevazan. Mizan, mevazan. A balance or something. Mithaq. Mithaq, a covenant. So it's actually mevazan and mevathaq. فإن تحركت الواو should be that, but if the haraka, if it has a haraka and all that, it will not change. Like sivar, it's lawwada, بمعنى دوام السير مع السرعة. To walk fast is called it's lawwada. Sivar is a bracelet. It won't change. Why? Well, wow, it has a haraka. Sivar. But it's not a masdar, no, sivar. So all this rule would have applied. Wow comes as an ain kalima in a masdar, kasra before it and alif after it. But it's not a masdar. So that's why it did not change here. Into a CR did not change. It remained the same. So this also, all idlab was also wow has a haraka. Wow has a haraka. So Mizan rule. Wow has a sukoon. Very important this one also. Mizan rule, wow has a sukoon and occurs after a kasra. After kasra. Anytime wow has a previously, like I said, in a masdar, in a plural, in any word, there's no condition here. But condition it should not have, it should not be mutaharraka or not double. I won't write that. Because we just said wow has a sukun, that means it's not double. 6. أن تكون لاما لفعلة. This is فعلة rule بالضم وهي صفة like dunya وعليا. And it's a صفة description. It's not like a noun or something. I mean, it's a noun. Sifa is also noun, but it's not like a name. Fasluma dunwa. From adna, it's from dunuvun. Dal, nun and wow. Ulva, ala ya'lu, dana yadnu. It's a wow. Why was it changed dunwa and dun ulva? It occurs as a lam for fu'la. And it should be sifa. فلامهما في الأصل wow. فإن كانت فعلة اسما لم تغير. If it is, it won't change. Like Huzwa is a name. It's a place name. It should be sifa, that one. Describing something high, low. So, fu'la. We've done this before also in the starting, I believe. There's so many rules you might have forgotten, but fu'la. Fu'la. Wow is a lam. Lam for the description. For the sifa, you can have. For the sifa. Dunya rule. Dunya rule. Dunya was actually dunwa from adna yudni. And tashtami'. Number 7. يا والياء في كلمة ويكون السابق منهما ساكنا. That wow and ya are coming together. And one of them, whichever it is, it could be wow ya or ya wow or whichever it is, the first one should have sukun. Sabiq minhuma. So the wow will change. Like every time there's a fight between wow and ya, who will win? Most of the time, the ya is the one which wins. So the wow will change into a ya. وَإِدْغَامُهَا, it will join with this thing. Like Sayyid rule, this is Sayyid. So number 7 is also very important because very common. Wow and ya coming together. When both wow and ya come together, Sayyid and Mayyit, it becomes Sayyid, come together. Change wow into ya. And do idgham also, obviously. Sayyid. Sayyid, Mislu Tay and Ghai also fasuma Tavyun. So Tavyun, wow is front, and Ghavyun to fold, it became Ghavyun. So wow and ya come together, also change wow into ya. One of them should have a sukun. Sayyid was ya in the starting, and Tayyin was wow in the starting. Number 8. أن تكون الواو لام مفعول. This is for مفعول. الذي ماضيه على فعيلة only for باب سمع or باب حسبة بكسر العين like مرضي. This is also for you know, mardiyun, it's actually ism maf'ul marduyun. Marduyun. But we don't do that. I mean, so wow changes into ya and gets a kasra, it becomes mardiyun. So for ismu maf'ul, this happens only for fa'ila, bikasri line. So for ismu maf'ul, for fa'ila, fa'ila past tense, wow changes into ya. But if it is fa'ala, يتفتح بفتح لين وجب التصحيح, you will keep it like that. مغزو. So the wow, maf'ul pattern, no? Where's the wow here? It is mixed here. We'll keep it like that. Or mad'ufun. Mad'ufun, it will not become mad'i. Because fa'ila, kasra only we can change. Mardiyun, radiya, yarda. And maf'ul, we can do, madi was radiya. So that can take a kasra. So they'll make it like this. But it was like radaya, for example. Radaya. It's not, it doesn't exist. But mardu, it will become mardufun. But they did not use that. Eighth rule. Ninth. أن تكون الواو فعول. That was only for اسم المفعول. And فعول جمعا, like عسي and دلي. أن تكون الواو لا مفعول. The waw is what? Lam of the fu'ul. That means the last letter of fu'ul. Jam'an in plural. For example, asa and dalwun, its plural becomes isi and dili. Wal aslu usuyun. It was on the pattern of fu'ul. So usuwun, duluwun, faqulibat al-akhira ya'an lithiqal. And this, so what happened? This changed into a ya, and this also falls into ja, fashtamat wawal ya. Then both change into ya. Then this got a kasra. كما عرفنا من قبل ثم يدغمت الياء وكسر ما قبلها للنون. Everything got a kasra because of all these things. So usu, dulu, rare, fu'ul. So what happened? فقلبت الأخيرة ياء, it was changed into ya. So it became duluyun. فاشتمت الواو الياء, واو and ya came. وسبقت إحداهما بالسكون, this came. فقلبت الواو ياء, so both became, so it became duliyun. كما عرفنا من قبل, so it becomes duliyun. Lam also has to have a kasra because duluy, they don't do that. So duluyun وكسر ما قبلها للمناسبة, and everything became kasra. It became dili, a bucket. Dulu is asan, plural. So weird plurals. So many things are happening here. Wow is a lam of fu'ul. Lam for the pattern. Fu'ul in plural. Rare. This is also rare. All right. 9 times wow changes into a ya. Okay. قلب الألف والياء واوا. Alif and ya are changing into waw now. Generally, waw changes into a ya, but sometimes reverse could also happen. تقلب الألف واوا. The alif changes into waw إذا انضم ما قبلها. If it is before the alif changes, انضم ما قبلها. If it is ضم before it, مثل بويع بالبناء المجهول. From باع, it was بويع. The ya فعل, no? بويع بايع. So the alif was changed into waw here. Alif and ya changed into waw when, number one, the alif, when it has a dhamma before it. Dhamma before it. Simple condition. If it's dhamma before it, generally it is changed and wow, easier to pronounce. Fa'ala, form 3, for example, you'll make it majhul fu'ila. and يا changing to واو إذا كانت ساكنة مفردة مضموما ما قبلها في غير lot of conditions. If it is ساكنة مفردة مضمومة ما قبلها في غير جمع. Okay, because generally wow changes into ya, right? But ya can also, but where is condition? First condition is it should be sakin. Ya should be sukun. It should be singular word. It should be madmuman ma qabla. Before that should be a dhamma, obviously. Fi ghayri jama, obviously he said mufrada, no? Fi ghayri jama is also not needed. For example, muqin. It should actually muyiqin. Muyiqin and musir was actually muyiqin. So it is a sukun muysir to make it easy. From yaqeen and yes, yusr, ease. Muyiqin, something which is this thing. فإذا لم تكن مفردة بأن كان المشددة, for example بياع جمع بايع فلا تقلب, it won't change. So ya is there and has a shadda, there's no need. بايع plural, one of the plural is بياع, one of the plural is باعة. وكذلك إذا كان في جمع فيجب لتصحيحها فيه قلب الضمة قبلها إلى كسرة. If it's plural also, you have to فيه قلب الضمة قبلها, you will change into kasra. For example, أبيض, it was becoming فأصل فيه بيض, but it is plural. So instead of changing ya to bud, they'll change the dhamma to a kasra, it becomes bid, fu'lun. So ahmar, it becomes humr. Plural is what? Humr. So this is a long statement. For singular words, for mufrad words, where ya has a sukoon and dhamma before it, change into wow. So it should locally happen in singular words. Singular words. So two places where it becomes wow only in singular words. But very rare, no? But wow changing into ya is 9 places. But alif and ya, ya changing into wow only one place. One place. And on plurals, what ya forces to get a kasra here. It reverses the situation. All right. Qalbul wawi wal ya alifan. Now we are learning wow and ya can also turn alif. Right? Wow and ya can also, again, there should be a lot of conditions. But there are 9 like this. 9 like this. Qalbul wawi wal ya alifan. It changes into wow and ya changes into an alif. When? So maybe you can write here the next rule. Change wow and ya into alif. Take a break if possible. Right? Because a lot of rules, a lot of things are happening. You'll not remember. But even I'll not remember. But yeah, we'll try to get as many rules as possible, inshallah, because this book requires a lot of review. It's just rules. Qawaid. Which some will remember, some will forget. It's fine. تقلب الواو والياء ألفا إذا تحركت وانفتح ما قبلها. This is the most famous rule. First rule is the one when واو and ya have إذا تحركت حرف للة وانفتح ما قبله قلبت ياء. When واو ya have حركة, change into alif. Very common rule. قال باع. So قال قول, it changed into قال. And بايع باع. وانفتح ما قبله قلبت ألفا. This is a rule which you've done so many times. So many. If you've done the book properly till now, it should be easy now. وهذا ما يقال عادة في قلب الواو والياء ألفا غير أن كتب الصرف المطولة اشترط لذلك الشروط التالية. There's some conditions for this also. Okay. أن تتحرك الواو والياء فإن سكنتا فلا قلب مثل القول. It should have حركة obviously. بيع will not change. أن تكون حركتهما أصلية. It should be أصلية. ولذلك لم تقل واو ألفا مثل قال تعالى ولا تنسوا الفضل بينكم. This واو, this dhamma is not original. It is because of the verb. لأن حركتها عارضة بسبب التخلص من التقاء الساكنين, because two sukuns are coming here. That's why it got for joining. No, ولا تنسوا. It was actually تنسوا. For joining it got تنسول في واو الجماعة ولام التعريف في كلمة الفضل بعدها ولا تنسوا الفضل بينكم. Because when you're joining it, it was just for this thing. Temporary kasras you don't. أن يكون ما قبلها مفتوحا. It should be مفتوح. فلو كان مضموم مكسور obviously. Suwar, it is haraka, but previously is a dhamma. It won't change. Walls or surahs of the Quran. Wal-hiyal, hila. It won't change there also. It won't change there. Obvious, these are obvious. أن تكون الفتحة متصلة. The fatha should be joined. أي في كلمتها in its writing فلا قلب في قطف ياسمين وأخذ ورقة. Fatha should be joined. أي في كلمتها in the word فلا قلب في نحو قطف. قطف ياسمين. Oh, okay. It's like two words. Jasmine's petal, maybe a piece of petal. It's not in one word. Obviously, it's in different words. أخذ ورقة, he took a leaf. Obvious. أن يتحرك ما بعدها. I'm just saying obvious. أن يتحرك ما بعدهما. It should be حركة after it also. فلا قلب. Oh, I mean, if there's حركة after it, for example, bayan, you'll be like, okay, yeah, has a haraka before it, so why not? Because it already has sukoon here. Right? Tawil. So it has a sukoon here. So you cannot do that. لسكون ما بعدها. The condition should have a haraka. كما أنه لا قلب في رميا. Ramaya also it doesn't happen. Ghazawa, Aliwa, Alawi. Alawi also doesn't happen. Ghazawa, they both. Ramaya is Rama to shoot. They both shot. There's so many conditions. Allah taqaw ihtawa ayna li fi'li ala wazni fa'ila. It should not be occur as fi'l. الذي وصف من على أفعل مثل حيفا. حيفا وأعبر لأن الوصف من أهيف أعور. The description should not be on the pattern of أفعل. Because if it's already أفعل, there's no need to change it. It will not change it to ara. It's like a reverse rule of some rule here. Because it's already not, there's no i'lal here. So that's why, I mean, sixth rule is like, it should not occur as ayn of a verb on the pattern of fa'ila. Avira, for example. It is occurring ayn, right? So it'll be like, okay, ayira, avira. Wow has a haraka. Previous one has a fatha. So change into ara. Correct? But no, if its description is coming as awar, one-eyed man. If it's coming like that, you don't do that because we have to use it there, no? So we cannot do it here. What is Hayyifa? Slender. Oh, Ahyab slender. 10 guy. Let's write it down. 10. ألا تقع إحداهما عينا لمصدر فعل الذي الوصف على أفعل. Again, this is for a masdar, same thing. He's repeating. Oh, Hayafa, Dumurul Batn, the one who has thin stomach. Dumur, weak, Dumur, weak stomach. Thin guy. والعور فقد إحدى العينين. فقد إحدى العينين, he lost one of his eyes. So it should not occur for the masdar. His masdar is af'al. So af'al also will not do. Like for example, hayaf. Same from verb. This the masdar is hayaf. The act of being thin is called hayaf. And awar. The masdar. For nouns also you want to do it. Allah taqa ihdahuma. There's so many conditions. 9 conditions. There's only one rule. 9 conditions. Exception. Allah taqa ihdahuma عينا لما في آخره زيادة تخص أسماء كالألف النون وألف التانيث المقصورة. Something should not come which is specific to nouns like no should not come, and ألف تانيث مقصورة كم ألف مقصورة. So في الجولان والهيمان it won't change. Jawalan is like roaming around. You're like Jawalan, why is it not happening? And roaming around. And Hayaman is to dominate. Hayaman. Hayaman is thirsty maybe. لأنهما عينان لما في آخره فألف النون. It has anu at the end. ولا قلب في الحياداء. الحمار السريع. Fast donkey. لأن الياء عين. Because the ya is an عين لما في آخره ألف التانيث المقصورة. There's an ألف تانيث المقصورة. ألف which is feminine مقصورة. ألف مقصورة that is ya without dots is come and for feminine. Fine. هذا شرط الأخير خاص بالواو. It's only specific for واو وهو ألا تكون الواو عينا لصيغة افتعل الدالة على التشابه في الفعل. That should not be واو as an عين for صيغة افتعل or صيغة of افتعل. الدالة للتشابه which has something like participating. For example, اشتبروا. اشتبروا بمعنى تشابروا. اشتبروا. Why is it not? Because on the pattern form 8. افتعلوا and تجاوروا. اشتبروا, they were beside it. تشاوروا is to consult. So اشتبروا is also like that. And تجاوروا is also like that. To be beside each other. So اشتبروا, same meaning. Okay. Ultimately, if you want to delete all these things, this is just fluff, you could say, the conditions. If you see a wow and a ya haraka with a haraka and the previous letter has a fatha, imagine that it comes in these things, right? Imagine that it will come under these 9 conditions. That's why it's not changing. Right? But the general rule you should remember, which happens all the time except these 9 things, of course. Wow and ya haraka, previous letter is a fatha change. So all these 9 conditions, there's no need to write them. Exception, 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 exception. I mean, conditions, no? So many things. Oh, this happens, that happens. Because language doesn't work in a rule fashion, generally speaking. Alhamdulillah, Arabic has so many rules, that's fine. Where exceptions are few, the rule is the standard. In English and all that, exceptions are more than the rule. Right? Alhamdulillah. All right. So this was all change. Qalb. Right? This was all what? Qalb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 rules of change. 21 rules of change. Let's come to sukun. Now we are not changing wow to ya to wow, hamza to hamza. Take a break now. I'll with this taskin. Inshallah, I'll do how much is possible today. I'll try to finish, but I don't know. I might get tired and stop, but let's see. I have time today. Let's finish this. This because there's so many rules. If I come back next time after a month or something, because generally it's time comes after a month or 1.5 months, I'll forget all the rules again. So to do the exercises, I'll have to do everything again because even I'll forget. All right. But inshallah, we'll see how much time. So pause the video, come back, but I'll continue inshallah because few of them we've done before itself, right? So it's not too tiring on my brain. Last time I was like too tired halfway itself. I mean, halfway here I was like tired. This is too much. All right. It depends on my brain. الإعلال بالتسكين. هذا هو النوع الثاني من أنواع الإعلال بعد أن شرحنا النوع الأول منه. This is the second type of إعلال that is giving سكون. So sometimes you'll give سكون. وهو الإعلال بالقلب. It is changing قلب, we've done that. أما الإعلال بالتسكين فإنه يحدث عندما يكون حرف العلة متحركا وقلب قبله صحيح ساكن. فإن العرب تنقل في هذه الحالة حركة حرف العلة للصحيح الساكن قبله وتسكن حرف العلة. So what they are doing is, we are anytime waw or ya has a haraka and the previous letter doesn't have a haraka, give it. And you'll give سكون to the حرف العلة. ويسمى الصرفيون هذا النوع من الإعلال إعلال بالنقل. They call it إعلال because of transferring the haraka to the previous letter. And the places where this happens are these 4 places. Khalas, 4 places, and then hadf also. Yes. Seems like doable. All right. So let's write. Okay, change. Oh, give sukun. Wow or yeah. And transfer haraka to previous letter. So when does this happen? Number one, al-mudari al-mu'tal al-ain. Mudari of mu'tal al-ain in mudari where in ajwaf. In mudari of ajwaf you put. Mu'tal al-ain means what? Ajwaf. Qala yaqulu. The ain kalima is weak. So yaqumu, yabi'u, yaqwumu, yabi'u. Like that. Al-ismu, second one. This is very common. Yabi'u, yaqwumu. الاسم المشبه للمضارع في وزن لا في زيادته. The noun is resembling a present tense, but not in his extra. Okay. Like maqam, ma'ash, it was actually maqwam. Okay, similar. نقلت فيهما حركة حرف الإلا إلى الساكن السعيد was transferred قبلهما فصارت مقوم ومعيش وعندئذ this is مقوم and عندئذ يقال إن واو تحركتا بحسب الأصل وفتح ما قبلها بحسب الآن فقلبتا ألفا. So you're doing 2 rules. We've done this before also, if you remember in the starting. So maqam rule, you'll play 2 rules. So we'll say واو and ya تحركتا بحسب الأصل. It was actually maqwam, correct? So in the previous, you're taking wow, this thing. And now, after transferring also Maqawm and Allah, they don't like. So they'll play to double role here and say, well, Wow has a haraka originally. Okay, understood. And now Qaf has a fatha now when it became Maqawm. So they're comparing this Wow. I mean, if you look here, this Wow with this Qaf. And now change into Alif. على النحو الذي شرحنا من قبل. It has come before. وصارت الكلمان كلمتان مقام and معاش, livelihood, معاش, like معيشة. فإن أشبه الاسم الفعل المضارع في وزنه وزيادته. It is similar to فعل مضارع. فلا نقول لحركة مثل أبيض. We don't do it in أبيض and أسود because أبيض ya has gone back to this because it's not like فعل مضارع. It's Abiyad is not. Abiyad is more like Fail Mudare in everything. Like adhabu. Same too. So in the extra letters also it's the same. So if it's exactly the same as Mudare, that's what I want you to tell. What we will do? What we will do is we will leave it like that. We'll leave it like that. But it's not like maqam and ma'ash. We will change it. Number 2. How will we write this? Noun, so resembling a mudare. Mudare in its pattern. Change wow or transfer. Wow and ya to previous. And change it into alif also. So 2 rules are applying here. مقام المصدر الذي جعل وزن إفعال استفعال. This also المعتل العين إقوام استقوام. So what you'll do is, well, wow has this thing, so it'll become istiqa. That's why no, it'll change into an alif also, so it'll become aqam and istiqam. وتحتوي على إحدى الألفين لالتقاء الساكنين ويعوض عنها بالتاء في الآخر. So كلمتان إقامة and istiqam. There are too many alifs also, so we have to give a ta marbuta. So they are doing multiple steps here. So first things first, istiqwam First, transfer the this thing ila fa, so it will become istiqaw, and we cannot even translate istiqaw am. Then ain will change into an alif. That means the waw will change into an alif, so it will become istiqam. في الأصل وفتح ما قبل الآن وعندئذ تصير الكلمتان. It will become أقام and استقام. Too many alifs now. So what they'll do is they'll drop one alif and give a ta, because you're dropping one letter, no? So iwadan, you give a compensatory ta at the end. So there's so many things happening here. You just write masters of if'al and istif'al for ajwaf. Ajwaf, change or transfer this, transfer haraka, actually transfer haraka of waw or ya to previous and do many changes. I'm just writing many changes, right? Iqama and istiqama, there's a long story how it was formed. All right, maf'ul, also maqbool, we'll just do it. So maf'ul rule, وعندما تنقل حركة الواو والياء فيما إلى الساكن الصحيح قبلهما تصيران مقول and مبيوع. You will not do that. So what will happen now? It will be forced. وعندئذ تحذف الأخيرة للتخلص من التقاء الساكنين. You will drop one ويكسر ما قبل الياء لأجل المناسبة وتصير كلمة. It will become مقول and مبيع. So for maf'ul, what is happening for ajwaf? So everything is for ajwaf, no? I mean, last truth, the mudare of ajwaf. What was the second rule? This is also ajwaf. Yeah, all ajwafs. Taskeen is happening in ajwaf only. Okay. So what is happening? The fourth rule, maf'ul, islam maqbul. Okay, we made it maqbul, mabiyur, وعندما تنقل حركة الواو والياء. So what we'll do, we'll transfer it, become مقول with too many with double vowels. فيها إلى الساكن سي قبلهما تصيران مقول. واو has a سكون, واو has a سكون. مبيوع also, مبيوع. وعندئذ نحذف الأخيرة. We'll drop this. Too many vowels, no? We'll drop this. التخلص من التقاء الساكنين. Because ya also has second mabuyur. I mean, you can't even pronounce. Ya has a sukun, waw has a sukun. So we'll drop this. Huh? And if there's a ya, we'll change it. Munasaba. We'll change the accordingly. It'll become mabi and this will become maqul. Maqul. So for maqul. Maqul. For a job. Change or transfer. And then just write transfer the harakas. Everything is similar, no? Then. All right. Al-i'lal bil-hadf. 4 rules here, but many conditions, I guess. Deleting. When does this happen? لن نتحدث هنا إلى عن حروف التي تحذف من أصول الكلمة حذفا قياسيا ويقع ذلك في 4 مسائل نشرحها فيما يلي. We will not speak here of the حروف which are تحذف, which are deleted and من أصول الكلمة, from the حذفا قياسيا, which are understood and occur in these things. Deletion. He said we will not discuss, and they are discussing. I mean, he's not discussing, he's just giving a rule, maybe. He said we will not discuss qiyasiyan, but he's discussing. I didn't understand, maybe. Anyways, المثال الواوي نحو وعد وزن وقد سبق أن عرفنا أن فاءه نحذفه بالمضارع. This should be known if you've done Madina book 2. Deletion of waw and ya. Number 1, for مثال wawi, deleted. It will be deleted. Wa'ada ya'idu. Okay. delete in mudare. In masdar, we can keep it. Delete in mudare. Like you can say wa'adun or ya'idu or id or idatun. You can keep the ya wa'adan also. Wa'ada ya'idu id is the amr. So idatun, you can keep this thing, or wa'adan. You can keep the waw or delete the waw. If you're deleting the waw, you have to give a ta for compensation. Al-fi'lul ajwaf also. We'll not discuss, it's just mention. Okay, because it's will already done in this thing. Oh, okay. الفعل الأجوف قد عرفنا أيضا, we have known already أن تحذف عينه إذا سكنت لامه لاتصاله بضمير الرفع. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit so that you can read the text. All right. قد عرفنا أيضا أن تحذف عينه إذا سكنت لامه لاتصاله بضمير الرفع متحرك. If the lam, this we've done before also, if the lam has, تحذف عينه إذا سكنت لامه, if the lam has a sukoon, you'll delete. قال قال قالوا قالت قالتا قلنا. قلنا, why was it deleted? Because the lam, the last third root letter got a sukoon. So anytime you give a sukoon, you'll drop it. How for amr also? In ajwa, delete. Wow, yeah. Alhamdulillah, at least we got some rules which we studied before. Delete power, yeah. If lam letter gets a sukoon. الفعل الناقص also. عرفنا كذلك أن الناقص تحذف لامه في الماضي إذا أسند إلى الواو الجماعة مطلقا. الناقص also. ناقص. ناقص. The lam letter is deleted. With wow, jama'a, tanis. We've done this before. That's why, if you don't remember, with feminine also we'll delete, like when you're doing sa'a, sa'aya. Sa'a, yas'a is a ya actually. So sa'a, sa'aya, sa'aw. We'll delete it with واو الجماعة. وكذلك إذا اتصل الماضي بالتاء التانيث also. وكانت لامه ألفا مثله. And with تاء التانيث also, تاء female also. سعت, we'll delete it. رمى يرمى رمت. كما تحذف لامه في المضارع كذلك إذا أسند إلى واو الجماعة or ياء المخاطبة. And in المضارع will be واو الجماعة as well as ياء المخاطبة. This should be known. I won't write this, I guess. ياء المخاطبة مثل يسع, because you just memorize it, it's easy. مثل يسعين تغزين ترمين. كما عرفنا أن الأمر في الناقص كالمضارع مجزوم تمام. أمر also will do the same thing. And مضاعف ثلاثي also, when you have double letters. إذا كان مقصود العين في الماضي فإنه حين إسناده إلى الضمير الرفع المتحرك يأتي على ثلاثة أوجه. So when it is مقصود العين في الماضي, it has a kasra in the ماضي. And when you're doing to a attached to a rafa mutaharrik, when you're attaching a pronoun ta, tuma, tumti, tuma, tunna, it'll come in three ways. Yati tamman, it'll come like this. Dhaliltu, dhalla is to remain. Dhaliltu. So you can keep the lams, two lams. Mudaf means what? Two twin letters, no? So you can keep it like this. Or mahdhuf al-ain ba'da naqli al-haraka. Or you can say dhiltu. Mahdhuf al-ain. You're deleting the middle letter, but after transferring this kasra to this thing, will to remain. Or mahdhuf al-ain bila naqlin li haraka. Or it can be dhaltu. So dhalla is to remain. Dhalla. Or take shelter. Will don't take shelter. Dhalla is to be shade. Take a shade also. Dhalla is to continue. Dhalla is to continue, yeah. So when you're coming to ana, for example, you can say, okay, dhalla, dhalla, dhallu, dhallat, dhalal, dhalalna, or dhalilna actually. It's actually dhalilna. So you can do in three ways. So dhalilna, dhilna, or dhalna. Okay, delete the lam, transfer haraka dhilna. if you want, you can write dhalla, dhalla, dhallu, dhallat, dhallata. Because it has a kasra here, you can say dhalilna. They all remain. Dhalilta, dhaltuma, dhaltum, dhalti, dhaltuma, dhaltunna, dhaltu, dhalilna. Or you can say dhilna, dhilna, and dhilta, dhiltuma, dhiltum. Or you can do it dhalna, dhalna, dhaltuma. Okay? Because it's just easier to pronounce. Easier to pronounce. وإن كان الفعل مضارعا أو أمرا واتصل بنون النسوة جاز الوجهان. Two ways are allowed. الأولان فقط نحو يقررنا. So it can become يقر if it is مضارع or أمر. When you're doing only for نون نسوة, you can do removing it. الوجهان الأولان فقط, or أول, the first two are only allowed. That means you should transfer يقررنا, or it will become يقرنا, or يقررنا, or قرنا. Remain يقرنا. وتعين الوجه الأول فقط هو إتمام في غير ثلاثي like أقررت. In more than 3 letters, only the first thing is allowed. You have to keep it like this. أقررت, I established. وكذلك يتعين إتمام في المفتوح العين. If it is fatha also, حللت, you cannot do it. This is only in مقصور العين. مقصور العين. All right, let's do the tamreenat and practice this. Oh my God. So many rules we have to apply. 21 and then 3, totally 25, almost 25 rules. At least it's given the heading, so we know which way is happening. So pause the video, write down the rules, try to understand them as much as possible, because we will go very quickly in these rules. Okay, I hope it doesn't give us new words, but let's see. علل قلب الحمزة واوا. So maybe sort of. Okay, anyways. علل قلب الحمزة. The Hamza is changing into waw or ya. See what is changing? Hamza. So which rule will it be? Hamza changing into waw. Let's give this names. Number A. Let's give it A. A. This will be B. So that I can say just the rule number. Like A1, 2, 3, 4. B1, 2. C1. This is 1, by the way. Anyways, D 1, 2, 3, 4, and E 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and F, G1, H or H, H 1, 2, 3, 4, and I 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just refer the rule, because if you don't remember the rule, there's no point. No, but if I refer the rule here, inshallah, you can go back and verify. Because I'll go a little quick. If I remember the rule, I'll go quick. If I forgot the rule, then it'll be a problem. So he wants what? Hamza changing into waw or ya. So which rule is it? Hamza changing into waw or ya. This C rule. Fima yali or alifan. It could change C. Waw, ya or alif. So this rule is what he's talking about. C rule. There's only one rule. 2 Hamzas changed into waw, ya, alif. So amana was actually amana. Amana, very simple rule. Alhamdulillah, it started with simple rule. Amana becomes amana. It's just 2 Hamzas coming together. The second one has a sukun. So it'll change into the haraka of this. If this has a fatha, it'll be fatha. If this is a waw, this will change into waw. If this has a kasra, it'll change into kasra. Amana, uminu, iman. If you remember that rule. So uminu was actually uminu. Why was it changed into waw? Well, it has a dhamma, so u'minu. Athara was athara. 2 Hamzas, athara. So athara became a mad. And then 2 athara is to prefer someone. Umira. He was commanded. So why is changed to wow? 2 Hamzas coming. Ajal. Terms. Ajal. Plural is ajal. Why? 2 Hamzas coming. 2 Hamza rule. Very common. Only one rule, alhamdulillah. So no problem. Amuru. Two hamzas, it was a'muru. Iman was i'man. So because this has a kasra, it changed into a ya. Ilaf also. Ilaf. Ilaf. Ilaf Quraysh protection. Uqinu. I believe. I have yaqeen. So uqinu, it was uqinu. Then akhar was akhar. And inas was inas. Inas. Simple rule, two hamza rule. Alhamdulillah. We just said u, i. That's it. هل الكلمات الآتية حدث فيها إعلان فبينه واذكر السبب. Oh, he's not telling which one now. There's some إعلال happening, weakness happening. So find it out. Oh, at least مرضي. It was actually مفعول rule. So let's come back. Where's مفعول? At least he gave the same example, so we can search for the example. So what is happening here? Mardiyun. Maf'ulun. So it should have been marduun. Correct? Marduun. So we just have to refer back to the. So this is waw changing into ya. So it comes into e and it will be eighth rule. Ismu maf'ul for fa'ila. It will only for happen for fa'ila. So radiya yarda, past tense, waw changes into ya. So E8. Refer back to the explanation of E8. Okay, go back to that. But waw is changing into ya. Okay, sari. And just refer to the, it will actually sarif, fa'il rule. So E, it's still in E. And waw is in the end after the kasra. This one. Waw is in the end E1. E1. All right. Mi'ad is mizan rule. Waw is occurring as an ain kalima in a masdar, kasra before it and alif after it. E2 rule. Right, very easy. We've given numbers, so no need to explain, I hope. It was actually mi'ad. It came after kasra. Generally, after kasra, it changes to ya. Marma. Marma. What's happening here is he's doing ya changing into the alif. Ya changing into alif, so that will come into D. Alif into ya. We want Hamza. Where's ya changing into alif? Alif and ya changing into wow. No. Change wow and ya and alif. Yeah. I mean, they have a haraka and change into alif, but marma, ramya, yarma, or rama, yarmi. What's happening here is rama, yarmi, maf'alun. I don't know marma because he didn't explain, no? But marmayun, it was actually marmayun. It has a haraka previous letter as a fatha. Yeah, this rule. G1. Marmayun. It has a haraka. Yun. Two dhammas. Previous letter as a fatha. It was changed into an alif. Why is it written like an alif? Like written like a ya? Because it's actually ya. For three letters, if it is written like an alif, it's a wow. If it's written like a ya without dots, it is a ya. That's the rule of imla. Imla rule. All right. Ifad. So that is G1. G1 rule. Okay. Ifad. It was actually Ivfad. Ivfad. Obviously, because wow is turned into ya from, I don't know what Ifad means. Ifad. To establish something of deputation, delegation. Wafd. Ifad. It was actually if'al rule. So changing into wow into ya, E, we come to E. But which E? Wow comes as an ain letter. E2. E2, kasra before it, alif after it. Ifad. Not alif after it. For plural, kasra before, yeah. This is E3. All right. Tayyun was actually tavyun. This is waw and ya coming together. E7. Mahdiyun. This is maf'ul rule E8. Mahduyun, it was, and waw ya coming together for fa'ila. From here. This is not this thing. Mahdi, maf'ul. And wow. Yeah, this is Mahad, Hada, Yahdi. It is a ya. Mahduyun. Yeah, this is E7 again. Wow and ya coming together because Mahduyun. Wow has a sukun, so it was changed into ya. Mahdi. Miras is Mibras, Mizan rule. This one. Masdar E2. E2. I'az was Ib'az. What does Ib'az mean? Miras is inheritance. I'az, advice. 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 Usayfir. Usayfir, Yao Tasghir rule. Where's the Yao Tasghir rule? Somewhere I forgot. Uh, Usayfir. It was actually Usawfir. Usayfur. Usfur. Usayfur. So, wow, Usayfur. It's changing. Oh, this is like wow is fourth after Fatha, maybe. This is, yeah, Usayfir. Maybe this is the rule. E4. E4. I'm not sure, but E4 should apply here. Okay. هاتي اسم الفاعل من الأفعال الآتية. اسم الفاعل he wants. مبين ما يحدث من العلال. اسم الفاعل means فاعل pattern. Or if it's مزيد فيه مف with a mu. استقامة it's مستقيم. Why did it change? Why alif changing into a ya? Alif, which rules apply here? Changing alif into ya. If alif has a D rules will apply here. D rule. D. Alif. Istiqama. It become mustaqim. Because actually it was mustaf'il. It was actually mustaqyim or mustaqvim. Mustaqvim. So we'll transfer the haraka. So there's so many things happening is in ajwaf. This is all ajwaf rule. So we'll come. Oh, it's not D. It is H. This is all 1, 2, 3, 4 here. This will apply H because all ajwaf. Now resembling a mudar, this is like maqam. This H2 is applying here. H2 here below. H2 is applying. So it becomes mustaqim. Aqala is muqil. Resting place. Aqala. To dismiss, discharge. Aqala means to discharge. So muqil, the one who discharges. Inqada munqad. There we'll keep it the same. The one who is implementing. Munqad. Inqada is to submit also. Ista'ana musta'in. Ista'ana musta'in. So munqid is used. Inqada. No, munqid is not used. That's what. Inqada is something different. Some other rule is applying here. Inqada yanqadu. It's not from the normal one. So, and munqad is used like ikhtara, yakhtaru. Mukhtar is used for both. So, ikhtara, yakhtaru was actually muhtayir. It'll change into an alif. So, this is something. This is musta'in, the one who else. Musta'an is the ismul maful. Asaba, musib. Everything is changing here to afflict. All these rules are H rules. Athara, muthir. The one who gives preference. Ala. Ala is naqis. So there's 3 letters. So you have to do fa'il rule. So alin is just transfer, and ala ya'lu is like masha yamshi, it become mashin. Fa'il. So it should be actually alif. So the waw is changing into alif. It'll go away. It'll become alin. It's like manqus rule. If you remember manqus. Ba'a also is ba'in. Ba'in. Because it was ya and waw at the end. Oh, this omission rule comes, no? Omission rule, hadf at the last rule, deletion of waw, ya. Yeah, these rules apply. If you don't know this thing. I think I rule apply here. Sama is sa'im. Oh, alif changing into hamza. Ismul file. This is number 2 here. A2. A2. Sa'im ikhtara. This is remains same. Mukhtar. This is taharaka harfulillah. This one change into an alif here. G1. Then we have bada. Bada is naqis rule. I rules are applied here. So badin. Bada is to appear, the one who appears. Bada. Okay. He wants ismul maf'ul min al-af'al al-atiya. Ma hadath fiha min al-i'lal. We are just referring the rules. If you're not clear with the rules, it'll be difficult. But even I forgot many rules. So don't worry. Istihama. Istihama. To captivate, infatuate. So it'll become mustaham, I think. The one who has been infatuated with. It'll remain, alif will remain the same. Mustaham. Because it was actually mustaf'il, but it's ajwaf. So that's why. Zara also it will become muzar. The one who has been ismul maf'ul from ajwaf. Irtada. Irtada. It is murtad. Ismul maf'ul rule. Irtada, yartadu. Alif will remain same. Rama it will become marma. Marma. The thing being short. Because it's actually marmuyun and waw and ya coming together. Same thing here also. Irtada is murtayid and then ya is getting a haraka. So the rule is G1. They are having haraka, so change it, it will become murtad. Nasiya mansiyun. It will actually mansuyun. And when waw and ya come together, this rule E7 applies here. Asa maqisun. Likely maqyusun, again E7. Ya and waw coming together, it will change into maqis. Ada'a yudi'u. Mudi' it will change into ya because ya with the haraka. G1 applies. Aqama yuqimu. Aqama yuqimu is ajwaf. So muqam it will change into the alif. Ya and waw having the haraka. G1 again applies. Ba'a is mabi'. Waw and ya coming together. E7. And then khafa is khafa yafufu. So maf'ul, makhuf. Makhuf becomes makhif. Waw and ya coming together. Or two waws coming together. Like two waw rule is what? It become makhif. Makhif. Oh, makhuf remains same. One waw drops. One waw drops. One waw drops. Makhuf. Makhuf remains the same. This one waw is dropped. Feared. Makhif is not used. Because there's no need to change it here. Makhuf. اوكي اذكر اصل الحمزه في كلمات الاتيه وبين سببها ما حدث فيه الاعلال. صائمه. Exactly. صابمه. صابمه. This is فاعل rule. A2. قوائم. Was actually two waws coming together. This is B. B is applied here. When it occurs before waw with a haraka. No, this one. If waw occurs before original waw, it's sukun. Qawawim, it was actually qawwama yuqawwimu. Qawawim. Two waws have come, no? They're separated, so we have changed into hamza. And so waw changing into hamza. This is B2, I believe. Qawawim. Ala'un was actually waw at the end. Ala'un was actually ala'un, ala ya'lu. When it comes after extra A1, this is the most common. Kataib, katiba, delegation or squadron. Kataib, katiba, it was a katayib. It's on the mafa'il pattern. A3 is happening in. Aba'il was actually ababil. B2 is happening here. B2. Sa'iha. Sa'iha. Saha yasuhu. Or yasihu, I believe. Sa'iha. Again, A3. Oh, file rule is happening. A2 is happening. Rasa'il was actually Rasa'il. So, mafa'il rule. A3 is happening here. Ajaiz, again, mafa'il A3. Amaim A3. Rawai' A3. I'm just giving quick now. Because you should pause and try. Okay, what is A3? And then go back to it. Masterpiece. Rawa is masterpiece. Bina'un is this is A1, very common. Bina'un, Bina'yun it was. And when the wow came at the end, it was after an extra alif, it was changed into Hamza. Sa'ir was Sa'ir, Ismul Fa'il rule, that is A2. A2 rule here. Adha'im is A3 again. A3. هات المضارع الأفعال الآتية واسماء الفاعلين. Give اسماء الفاعل and مضارع and explain what is happening. أيقن يوقن. Exactly. أيقن يوقن. And two yas were coming. So one ya will change. So this rule where ya is changing into a wow here. So F is applying here. F. And muqin is the ismul fa'il. Muqin, the one who has yaqin. F is applying here when it has a dhamma before it. Yuqinu. And ayna'a also. Ayna'a, it has become ripe. Ayna'a. To ripe. So yuni'u. And muqin. So muni' is the ismul fa'il. Ayqadha. Yuqidu. To wake up. It was actually yuqidu. And it has a dhamma before it. So change into, ya is changed into a wow. To wake up. Aysara yusiru, to make it easy. So musir is the one who made it easy. Aybasa is to make it dry. Aybasa, to make it dry. So yubisu, and the ismul fa'il is mubis. You should know the rule of that is all the rules which are applying. Wow and ya into sorry. F. Alif and ya change into F. F1. F1. اجمع الأسماء الآتية على وزن أفعال وبين ما حدث. So you should do on the pattern of أفعال. Okay. What is this? أجمع. Bush. أجمعتun. أجمعتun. So you have to say أفعال he wants, no? أجمعتun. Ajam. The ta will be dropped. It will become ajam. Bushes. We write ajama. Bush. Asad. Asad. The two hamzas will become asad. He wants on the pattern of afal. Ajam. Ajam. Oh, it's just the hamza. Two hamzas rule is applying here. This one. Two hamzas rule. C is applying it. Asad. Afaq. Afaq. Afaq becomes afaq. The first exercise we just did. Afaq. Ufuq. Horizon. Udun adan, ears. Ithmun atham, sins. Amal, hope. Amal, hopes. Amadun, a long time. Amad. Adab, adab. Two hamzas coming. He's just repeating this first rule. Adaba becomes adab. Hati sighati ifta'ala. Lafal. You have to do ifta'ala rule now. Somewhere we learned this ifta'ala thing. Oh. This is ifta'ala, the rule of changing we've learned before. Ifta'ala, it's called the heavy rules, where it changes into ta and this thing. So izdajara, this will become izdajara, because after dal, za, they had names, I forgot those names. Izdajara, he's just repeating everything. Izdajara. Salaha will become istalaha with a ta. And dal and za. If it comes, the ta will become into as dal. Izdajara. Istalaha. You just memorize it. Hadama will become ihtadama. Ihtadama. To destroy. So you get used to the rule. Ihdamma is it? Hadama. You want form 8 from that. No? Ifta'ala. That would be. Form 8 is not used at all. So. Anyway, it should be ihtadama. Zana is dana. It's a zai, no? It will become izdana to decorate. Da is idda. It will become a da and two dals will become joined together. I forgot those names. They had some names. All right. بين أنواع الإعلال فيما يتم الكلمات واشرحها شرحا وافيا. You have to give a good شرح sis. Okay. مدير دار يدور. Uh, it was actually مدي. Wow with the sukun and previous is a kasra, changing wow into a ya. So we'll come to E rules. E rules and E2, I believe. No. Mudir. Yeah. E5. E5 is applied here. Maqal, maqwal. This is like changing into this thing. Change wow into G1. Maqal and Madin. This is maqul rule. Maqul E8. E8 is applied here. Madin. Qum. Oh, this is deletion rule. I is applied here. Qum. This is I2. I2. That means in Najwa will delete. Lam yurid has been mentioned. Warada yaridu. Oh, E1. Misal will delete it. Qumtu. Oh, this is all easy. Qumtu, I stood. This is Ajwaf I2. Qi. Qi is also I3. Naqis and Mithal both are applied here. Waqa yaqi. And the Amr will become Qi. Will drop it. You've done Madina books, this will become easy because Qi Ali and save Ali. Ud'u call. This is I3 again. Yaqifu I1. Mu'id. This is more. Width and transfer has happened here. And then you'll change into a ya also. Mu'id. This is maf'ul rule. So H rule maybe. In Ismul Maf'ul. Ismul Maf'ul. Yeah. H4 I believe. For maf'ul for ajwaf. Mu'id. Yaduru. Adara yaduru. Aslama Yuslim. It's not Adara. Dara Yadur. Dara Yadur. There's nothing happening. Oh, transfer of Haraka. Okay. Just transfer of Haraka. That is H1. H1. Ya'ishu. H1 again. Transfer of Haraka. Asha Ya'ishu. Mafazatun. The alif was changed. So, Faza Yafuzu. The waw was changed into an alif. Mafaza. Why was it done? Oh, this G1. G1 is applied when waw and ya haraka has come. Maram. Oh, maf'ul rule. Maf'ul rule for ajwa. H4. There's so many changes we just did. And mil ilayna. Mil. I don't know what mil means. Mil. Board. Oh, this is mala yamilu. Mil. Like bear. I was like, what's this? Mala is to lean in, lean towards us. This is also ajwa. Mala yamilu. I2 is applied here. All right. أيد بما به إعلال وما ليس فيما يأتي من كلمات وضحا, explaining the reason. Every exercise is that almost. Al-Mashi was actually Mashib, Masha, Yamshi. Al-Mashi. This is Manqus rule is applied. So Naqis rule is applied here. Al-Mashi, Al-Ali, same. Iqad was Ibqad. The Mizan rule. Wow changing into Ya. E2, I believe. E2 is applied here. Ibqad. As-Sami. As-Sami. It should be a Kasra actually, I believe. Sami, Sama is smooth. Actually, Samiv. Wow at the end after E1 is applied. Iqad was actually Ibqad. Again, E2, I believe. No? To wake up. Aliyun. Ala Ya'lu. So it was Waw and Ya coming together. E7. Maqdiyun was actually Maqduyun. Like Mardiyun. We just did this. Waw and Ya E7 again. Wafiyun. What's happening here? Wafiyun. Wafu. It was Fa'ul, I think. Fa'ul. Yeah, this is Waw and Ya coming together itself. So it was actually Wafuyun. And then Waw changed into Ya, forced the previous letter to get a Kasra. Became Wafi. Milad was Mizan rule. Waw coming after Kasra. Kasra E3. You could say E3 or E1 actually. Mahdiyun is again repeat. Mahduyun. Isar. Ivsar. Mizan rule. Abna'un. Oh, wow, coming at the end. E1. Shira'un. Oh, Shara Shri. So it's a Ya. Ya changing into Hamza. Ya changing into Hamza. This is A. A1. بايع اسم الفاعل rule was بايع rule EA2 مسائل سأل يسأل مفاعل. This is same. There's no change here. Masail is from this Hamza is original. Insha'un, this is original. It's confusing us. Huh? Nasha'a, Ansha'a, Yunshiu, this is the root letter. Arza, I don't know what Arza. But Arza from Raza. Oh, Rizun, buttons. Rizun, Arza. I don't know. Arza. Oh, it's original. Rose own serious loss. Maybe loss is Arza. Similar this Rose own. Rose own. Ada'un is actually ada'un. It's ada ya'du to transgress aggression. So it becomes ada'un. It's simple rule. A1, A1, yeah, A1 rule. All right. Ibn al-af'al al-atiya al-ifta'ala. Oh, he wants ifta'ala again. What changes here? Wasala. The original rules he didn't even explain. Wawa will become mithal, no? It will become ittasala to contact. Wa'ada will become itta'ada. The mithal, the waw will change into a ta itta'ada to promise. Wasafa ittasafa. Wazana ittazana. Mithal, the waw changes into yeah. Wa'aza itta'ada. The to admonish. Wahama ittahama. Ittahama to say someone, or to blame someone. Ittaham. في كل كلمة من الكلمات التي إعلالان ما هما. There are two إعلال استعلاء. Two إعلال. It was actually istivla. The waw before the kasra has changed into a ya, and this was actually istila ala ya'lu. The waw at the end has changed into a hamza. So both waws has gone if they are, and then istifa also waw here and waw here has been changed. Istisa also same thing. Istifa is to fulfill something, I believe, and istifa I don't know. Istifa. Istifa. No recommendation. And ittaqa, it was actually wow changing into ta. Ibtaqa it was, and the ya at the end was waqa yaqi, it changed into an alif because previously the one fatama qabla and all that. I mean, if a waw or ya has a haraka, the previous letter gets a fatha. Hati sighat ifta'ala, again, he wants this. He's just repeating. Izdaha, this becomes izdaha, izaha. Zaha displaced. Sadama becomes istadama, to destroy. Dara becomes iddara. You can do three ways actually. You can do iddara to know. Dara is also to know. Mustafa. Oh, sorry, talaba is ittalaba, it changes the thought to seek something. Ittara that repel. Ittara. And izdakara, you can do izdakara, you can do izdakara, or you can change both into dal. To change, you can keep izdakara. We've explained it before also. Explained in Madina books also when we learn form 8. Izdakara, and you can do izdakara. Istala. So what is happening here? The istala, the ta is changing into a ta. Alignment. Istala is to align. Izdihar is flourishing. It was actually izdihar, the ta changed into a dal. If you don't remember this rules, go back to Madina books. Izdara. What is Izdara mean? Disdain. Disdain from Zara. Oh, we just saw no Zara. He's just reversing. Hate someone. Mustafa also the ta change into Istafa into ta to change into ta. Istafa to go around maybe. Or from Safa to clear something. Mustafa lined up. Oh, we just wrote alignment. Istala also misalignment. Istafa also same thing. Saf. All right. This إعلال بالقلب says بينه, explain it. Last three exercises. Hamza's, he's giving Hamza's again. Ajal, Hamza, Hamza, Hamza. Two Hamza's coming. C1. Amuru, Amuru, Uminu, C1. Sahrawat. What's happening here? Sahara. There's no change here. The wow is coming back. That's it. Sahrawat. We've learned this before. I forgot there's some rule here. Anyways, Iman, ET, same rule, C1. Rasail, same. Oh, this is not, this is Mafail rule. It was this Mafail rule. A3, yeah. Zikriyat. There's no change here. I don't know if any change here. Aja is E3 again. Mafail rule. Fa'il rule. A2. Da'a is Naqis rule. دعوة إذا إذا تحرك حرف لله G1 اغتال أو أجوف again or H again we can say G1 also اغتيال رضيا there's no change here رضيا سامي again ناقص حياض this is G1 again حياواض it was something like that ميزان is ميفزان rule again ميزان rule wow changing into a ya E2, no, not E3. At-tadani, to become close. Something like naqis also here. Transferring and all that. Naqis is like simple because it becomes maqsoor. Sahaif is mafailul A3. Bay'un, oh, A2 ismul fa'il. Bina'un, again bina'u. It's actually bina'yun. And this is the ya changed into Hamza, which is this first A1. Sara. Oh, this is G1. Rama Yarmi. There's no change here. It was actually Ramaya. But we'll just change it to an alif. It becomes Rama. G1 again. Ba'a yabi'u fa'ala. Ba'a yabi'u ba'atu. Where did the ya go? It was changed into alif. Oh, G1, I believe. Rubatun. Rama Yarmi, again G1. Rumayatun, it was Rumayatun. And إذا تحرك حرف العلة وانفتح ما قبله, will become فتحة. All right, second last في الإعلال بالحذف وضحه وبين نوعه واذكر قاعدتها. إعلال بالحذف, you're deleting. Oh, finally. يكرم أكرم يكرم. أكرم يكرم. What's happening here? في الأمثلة التالية إعلال بالحذف وضحه. Where's حذف? أكرم Oh, you أكرموا, the Hamza drop. It's form 4 that happens. The Hamza drops here. I don't know which rule up here. Deletion. In Mahmuz, it happens. You أكرموا, then it was changed into يكرم. وعد يعد, to promise. Mithal, this is I1. خفت. This is all deletion. You can, everything is in I. If you don't know the conjugation here, you should go back to Madina books and do it. Right? Especially, he brought this before also. Khiftu, khafa, yakhifu, khafa, this lam kalima. So I3, no, I2 actually, ajwaf, qultu, I said, bi'tu, I sold, qum, stand, sa'u. I won't go into this. You should know this. Sa'a, yasa, tasa'ina. You, tasa'ina is you, strive, feminine. Asan is a strict. Oh, Asan, this isiyun, too many changes happening. Asan was actually isiyun or something. And then the plural, everything changes, everything gets a kasra. A'lawna. A'lawna is also ala ya'lu. So one drop, wow drop. Al-munaduna, to call. The wow drops here. But then it's a alif. We don't pronounce this alif. Da'in, it's like manqus. It's in book 3, lesson 1. Manqus and maqsur. This is maqsur and this is manqus. Ya lazima and alif lazima. Nasu, they forgot. Tad'ina, qaduna, da'una. This is all mithal, ajwab, mithal means all. He explained in this book also. He explained before also. Just repeat. Again, change. Waddihu, yaqumu, yabi'u, yastazidu. This is transfers. إعلال, أعادة, استقامة, مستعان. Musta'an was like Musta'wan. G1 is applied here. Mudaf. I won't do this. I'm tired. Lam yaqul, this drop here. He just mixed up the rules. I'ada is also i'wada, and then transfer, and then gets a fatha. Transfer. Many changes. One. H3. If'al and istif'al. It happens for ajwaf. If'al and istif'al. H3 is happening here. With this, we are done. Alhamdulillah. I wanted to do it in one class. I am done. Alhamdulillah. Now we have Hamzatul Wasl and Hamzatul Qata, inshallah. We will take 2 classes also for this. And we'll do the exercises, inshallah. First class, everything will be new. And for second class, inshallah, we will review and do the exercises like we did for this class. Inshallah ta'ala, Jazakallahu Khairan, Barakallahu Feekum, Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik, Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Long class, but finally we are done. A lot of rules. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.